It's The Last Stand. And here is your host, Brian Custer.
For the longest time, and I know when we had you on in the past, I talked to you and asked you about this. These guys had kind of joked you, and I'm talking about Teofimo, Tank, Ryan Garcia. They were calling you the email champion. Now, Ryan Garcia says he doesn't even fight for the belts anymore. Belts aren't important to him, and there's no more jokes anymore when it comes to Devin Haney. How does it feel to be the undisputed champion in this division, a division they were calling you guys the Four Kings?
Oh man, this is a dream come true. To be undisputed weight class where it was so much, great talent, still so much great talent in it. Obviously, these guys are going in different directions and this way and that way, but towards the Devin Haney route, they saying belts don't matter. When they was calling me email, mocking me, calling me email champion, not a real champ, this and that. But now that I have the belts, they don't matter anymore. So it just shows how good Devin Haney is, and so this is a blessing to be undisputed. But also, my dream is to defend the belts now. They say it's harder to get them. They say it's hard to get them, but harder to keep them. So I'm working hard to make sure that I'm successful in my defense, and then we go from there.
Listen, I know a lot of people have asked you about Lomachenko because they believe that could be the next fight for you. But I got to ask you about Tank. Considering you two have had your back and forth on social media, how, in your opinion, how realistic is it a Devin Haney and a Tank Davis fight?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Tank or his team, want to fight any top guys, anybody that's a threat to him. And you can see it, So I don't think it's really that realistic.
And considering, the politics of boxing, you have this new deal, obviously, with Top Rank and ESPN. Do you think it would be harder to fight, let's say, the Tanks, the Ryan Garcias, those guys, because of the deal?
No, as we see right now, right in front of our eyes, I mean, many fight Wilder and Fury. I mean, yeah, Wilder and Fury got done. That's a huge fight because the fighters wanted it and it made sense. For the fights that make sense, the business can be done, and us fighters should know that.
And from your standpoint, you believe that it's more of, let's say, Tank and Mayweather promotions who don't want to make these fights, let's say, the Tank Davis, Devin Haney type fights.
Yeah.
Interesting. One of the things that Tank came out with, and I read, is he said Devin Haney ought to fight Isaac Cruz, who obviously has garnered a lot of attention because of his power and his knockout style. What do you think about that?
That's a fight that I would love. It all starts with October 15th, me being victorious. Then, I will welcome a fight with Loma, or if I can't get Loma, we go down the ladder and we fight the Cruz.
It's funny. Robert Garcia was asked about you two fighting, and I'm quoting Robert Garcia. He was talking about you. He said, "quote I don't think he can hold him back with his power. I don't think he's got crazy power to hold back Isaac Cruz. I think Pitbull Cruz will beat Devin Haney." What's your response to that?
I think Robert Garcia really an undercover hater. He really every fight he said I'm gonna lose. He said I was gonna lose to Jojo Diaz. He said I was gonna lose to Narez. I'm not sure if he said against Kambosos or not. I think he did, but I'm not sure. He just keeps saying that every fight. But I'm not gonna badmouth him. I'm not gonna talk down on him. I got a lot of respect for him and what he's done in the sport. So that's just his opinion. Everybody got their opinions. It's boxing. That's what makes big fights.
Now, I know you're going to chuckle, but I got to ask you about it. But here we go. I know you're going to chuckle about this one. Rolly Romero was talking about Devin Haney. And here's his quote. Quote, Devin Haney, he's the weak link of the division with his lack of power and his fighting style. His reign won't last long. He plays it way too cautious, especially with his matchups. He doesn't even want to fight me, end quote. What are your thoughts on Rolly Romero, man?
Man, what can you say? Rolly's a good guy. I like Rolly.
No, that's not what you. I gotta admit, the post you put on social media after the Tank Davis fight was quite. I even had a laugh after that one. The Martin post after.
Yeah. Rolly. I like Rolly. He's a good guy.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Since we're talking about guys in your division, Tank and Ryan Garcia are talking about fighting in December. What do you think happens in that fight, Dev?
I mean, I think that is a good fight. I don't see it really happening. Just like due to like, I just don't see them two fighting each other. But I think it's a good fight depending on the weight class that it's at. Obviously, at 140, Ryan's bigger, his size advantage, bigger, taller, longer reach, and those things. He also has power, but we all know Tank has that, one punch, game changer. So it's an interesting fight depending on what weight class it's at and when it's at. But I don't see it happening.